Fishes invigorate.
Wednesday. All right, so joining us live via phone, correct me, right, is that right, Bri? Via phone, is last week's BassFest champion from Lake Texoma, the one, the only, Greg Hackney, a.k.a. the Hack Attack, everybody. Greg, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good, Mike. You doing all right?
Doing good. Good to hear from you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Man, let me get right to it. Are you still pretty stoked about what happened last week?
Yes, I'm pretty stoked.
I got to tell you, it was, whenever I don't make these cuts, and that's been all year, I get to watch them on live. And, dude, that was exciting. Dude, that was exciting. You didn't win that one. You didn't blow that one away. You worked for that one. Tell me a little bit about your practice and how you decided to fish the way you fished last week.
Well, the deal was, I kind of like everybody else. I really didn't have a good practice. I had some good bites, and I had those bites flipping a jig in practice, and I did a lot of other different stuff. I didn't just only do that in practice, but that was just the only way I felt like I could catch quality bites. And it was kind of one of those deals where, I was hoping for 5 or 6 bites a day, and ended up getting 10 or 11 bites a day, but. It was rough. That was a hard tournament. Not just on me, it was hard on everybody.
It was real tough. I mean, that high water, everybody watching the internet saw the high water that rose, and then as the tournament started, fell. I got to tell you this. I got to give you a shout out, Hack, because I got a whole burst of confidence the first day of the tournament when, I don't know, like an hour or two into the tournament, I pulled into a pocket. And I don't know if you saw me, Greg, but I was fishing across from you, and I said to myself, I'm like, oh shit, I'm in a good area. If Hackney's in there, I felt good. I felt good about what I was doing when I saw you in there. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Here's the big one, Hack. This is honestly for me. I gotta know this. I've had this question pre-planned since I watched it live. So, we're going on a week of this question in my head. For me personally, I got to know this. This is so important. So I watched live, and I was watching as I was driving, which is probably illegal or whatever.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah, but I had it, in my little holder, like, on the dash, and I'm driving and watching at the same time. And so I watched everything happen, and I saw your first big loss, and of course they always make it worse because they show it 1,000 times,
Right.
and so you had the first big 4 or 5. It was hard to tell, but it looked big. And then I want to say like an hour later, maybe another hour or hour and a half later, you had another loss. And dude, here's what I got to know, Hack, and this is going to make me a better fisherman. I got to know this. How do you deal with that loss? Because that first one especially, dude, it didn't even bother you. Dude, it was like a bullet hitting you and just deflecting right off of you, dude. Just like, poof. It was like Keanu Reeves shit on Matrix. It just like you dodged it. Dude, you dodged it.
It was horrible is what it was.
I know. But then the second one, I watched the second one, and the second one hit you a little harder. But, like that one, you might have you ate it for like 10 or 15 seconds. But then after that, you just let that one go. Dude, how do you do that? I cannot. I watched it and I was in pain. Driving down, what was I driving on? 81 or something. Dude, I was in pain. I was grabbing my chest. I was like, oh God, no. Dude, how do you do that? I gotta know.
I really don't know. I probably handled that better than I ever have in my entire life. The first one, the deal was I was running new water, and I had just pulled up there and I caught a spot, and that was my 5th one. And then I caught another spot. And I made mention to my cameraman, I was like, man, typically the big ones are around those spots. Because a lot of places where I caught big ones, I either would catch one big largemouth, and if I got 2 or 3 more bites, they were all spots. I don't really know, what the deal with that was. But so when I lose that first big one, I was like, I had lost one every day, one. And I fished pretty clean. And but I had lost one big one every day. And I was like, and the bad thing about it was when that fish came up, I could not see the jig.
Right.
Its mouth was wide open right after I set the hook, and I was like, oh, I got it. I couldn't even see it. It choked. I must have just hooked it in the mouth. I don't know. But when it came off, I was like, okay, there's your one. That's the one. That's the only one you can lose. You're running new water. It's got to be the right stretch. I mean, because I just pulled up and had 3 bites. And so I go right around the corner. And then, I mean, like every bush has one. You know, it's the best stretch I'd been on pretty much all week as far as getting bites. And I was just one after another. So I was feeling pretty good. But it's a funny thing. I fished through a little stretch, and I didn't get a bite. And I was like, you're going to catch a big one here. But, you know, because I'm getting out towards the point of the deal. And, golly, I'd never been so sick. I couldn't even explain why that second one came off either, because I flipped in, I saw the line stop. I didn't see it jump or anything. I reeled down. I could tell it just got heavy when I picked up. I knew it was a fish. I mean, I never felt anything. I knew it was a fish. I reeled down, he swung, he's in the bush, he jumps, he comes off, and, you know, both of those fish were right around 5 pounds. And when the second one come off, I think the reason I didn't throw a fit because I knew it was over. Like, in my mind, when that fish came off, I said, you just blew it. You won't win now.
Right.
Because I thought I was going to win, you know, because I'm like, all I got to do now, because I was catching pretty good ones. Then I was like, to catch one big one, it's a done deal. You win. I mean, I just knew that. And when that fish jumps off, I said, it's over. And I guess I was so crushed inside.
It calmed you down.
Wow.
Yeah, it actually, the loss calmed you down and probably made you fish better the rest of the day. See, I'm trying to learn from this, because like that first big one you lost, like that I think would have ruined. Like I think the rest of the day I wouldn't have been able to recoup. You know what I mean? Like in the way that I operate, like that 5-pounder coming off at that early stage of the day, I think I would have been mentally toast. But you weren't. You kept it together, and that's. I want to get like that. That's very impressive. And I think that was key to your win. I really do. I think that was great that you kept it together. It was amazing.
Mike,
it doesn't happen very often. I don't know how that. Like I said, that first one, I was like, that's the one I'm supposed to lose today. But that second one was like, oh my gosh, it just pulled my guts out, because I was like.
Yeah, Mike, your wife and all your friends want you to get like that too.
Say that again, Brian?
Your wife and all your friends want you to get like that too.
They want me to get like that.
Be more like Greg.
Be more like Greg.
Hey, you don't change a thing.
You don't say that, Hackney.
No, you don't say that.
You don't say that.
You don't have to live. That. You don't have to live with me, Greg.
I'm sure it's awesome.
Don't you wish that on us, Greg Hackney?
I've been there. I was fortunate enough to win one year in 06. It's got to be on your mind a little bit. I mean, you know, it's such a big title. To win it twice is such an accomplishment. There's less than 10 guys walking the face of the earth that have won it twice. With Cayuga being up next where you won, it's got to be something you're thinking about, though, Greg. Isn't it? A little bit?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Now, I'll be honest with you, like, I've probably been thinking about Angler of the Year since the first tournament. I know people don't talk about it, but I think about it a lot.
Yeah.
It is such a big deal. I mean, you know what? It's a chance of a lifetime. So to have the chance again, I mean, you know, I'll be honest with you, I really think it helped me get through the last event. Because I think in practice, had it just been, you know, maybe if I had been down in the points a little ways, I might have done things a little differently.
Right.
You know, it's one of those deals. I feel like it put my back against the wall, and I think it's good for me. You know, I hate to say that, but it seems like, man, I need my back against the wall to do well.
Right.
I hate to say that. I don't know why I'm like that, but so yes, I've been thinking about it. Regardless of how it turns out, I've been thinking about it all year. And then when I got in contention, you know what I'm saying? Like, as I got closer and closer, I mean, because I thought even after the first event, I was like, man, what a great start. I mean, because anytime, you know, realistically, the first tournament of the year, if you can just get a top 20, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To start the year off right, you know, so you're not behind the 8 ball, that's a big deal. And, you know, and I finished second in the first one, and I was like, man, you know, and then it's just, you know.
Yeah.
It's so funny, you'd never, like, if you'd have asked me before Texoma, if you'd have said, think you're going to win this one? I'd been like, no, not no, but hell no.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
you know, it's funny. You can't, like a lot of people, you understand how this deal works. We in a big scheme of things, we don't really have that much control over what we think we do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know how it works. But there's a lot of people out there that don't understand that. But it's just one of those deals. You got to let what happen. What's going to happen? You got to take care everything you can take care of, and then what happens happens.
Worry about the controllables, and what's going to happen is going to happen.
You're not like, putting sugar in Swindle's gas tank in the morning. Don't have any plans for the other guys?
Honestly, it's impressive. What Swindle's doing is impressive. I mean, he's been strong all year. And, Swindle's an old grinder. And it's a bad year. You know what I'm saying? Like, conditions have been really tough. And, he's one of those guys that, shines on those conditions. The guy I'm talking to on the phone is the same way.
Thank you.
We go to a lot of, but I can remember we have a lot of low-weight tournaments that were tough. We go to a lot better venues now than what we used to when I started.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so, Hack, we've got this is a part of the show that I love because we get some amazing responses from our guests. And we've got our very own Dave Brodzik that has compiled, he's worked hard through the week compiling lists of questions from our fans and viewers of the show. And he's got a segment for you right now called the Ike Live Rapid Fire Questions. So, Dave, go ahead. You want to start hitting Hack with some of these?
Hey, Hack, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
All right. For you, which felt better? Winning BassFest or killing the hopes and dreams of Brandon Carr?
That's dirty.
So wrong. We're going to call this segment the dark side.
I like that. All right. No answer.
No answer now. Okay, next one.
All right, Hack.
That is so great.
Hack, what feels more unnatural to you when you're out fishing? Using a spinning rod with a light line or passing gas live on Bassmaster Live?
Probably passing gas.
All right. All right. Which? Which? Yeah, all right. Which is tougher? Landing a Cajun gator in a kayak or trying to explain to Cajun Baby where the front of it is?
Probably trying to explain to Cajun Baby.
He's watching tonight, too. Shout out to Cajun Baby.
Oh, it's so funny because it's true.
Hack for you, as Greg Hackney Jr. I added the junior part in. What's harder in the sport? Finding fish on a new body of water? Or you just making one social media post?
Me making one.
That was a good one.
Well, I tell you, you got a hell of a start. I wish you the best the rest of the year. I love seeing it. I love seeing you and Swindle battling it out at the end here. What a great dramatic way to determine AOY.
Two former AOY leaders.
That's
this
awesome.
Could come down to somebody's going to get number 2.
It makes for a great story. Yeah. And congrats again, Hack, on that tournament. Great win. Really made for great TV. I loved watching it live. And we'll see you in a couple days up at Cayuga.
I'll see you there.
Okay. Greg Hackney,
Good luck,
everybody.
Greg. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I love the way he talks. Like he gives our seminars.
Yeah.
He speaks in a way that everybody gets it.
He's very
good.
matter of fact.
Yeah.
He's very matter of fact the way he speaks. And the thing with that is it comes with confidence. Like, dude, he fishes the way he fishes because he believes in it all the time. Like, even if there's a better way to catch him, he believes that the way he's fishing is the way to win. That's a great attitude to have.
He simplifies everything.
He's fluent in layman's. He really is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just
confidence. Man.
Yeah.
You gotta have
Confidence is key.
what you're doing.
Well, he certainly has that, and he's with those tournaments left, he's got to be he's already the front runner.
Yeah.
You got to pick him for the rest of the season.
Hot, hearty, delicious.